Patricia.
I'm Lily.
And we are the twin geniuses behind SiteBiz. So today we're here to talk about 5 business lessons we learned from a TV show called Bob's Burgers. If you haven't watched it, you should.
We didn't plan that.
That wasn't planned at all. But so, in case you don't watch the show, it's about a guy named Bob who runs a burger joint in like what looks like a little seaside town, and they're always struggling, like constantly struggling. There's almost nobody there, and there's a lot of episodes about how they can't pay their bills. And so we've learned more than a few lessons from the show about how you should and should not run your business.
So lesson number 1 is to make sure you're selling to the right audience. One thing that Bob does is he comes up with these amazing burgers, and he comes up with names that are puns for them. Like Never Been Feta Burger. That's the first one that comes to mind. Beats Me Burger. So he used a lot of non-traditional.
There was something about kale too, but now I can't remember it. But he has a lot of really good names.
And he has a lot of non-traditional items in his food. So one day he has a discussion with his landlord's brother, and the brother says to him, "You know, Bob, you're in the wrong place. The people here, these simple people who live in this town all their lives, they don't know anything about kale. They don't know anything about black mushrooms. They don't know anything about these specialty burgers. All they want is a burger with bacon, maybe, tomatoes, whatever, all the basics." He said, but if you had a cafe in an upscale place, they would see your burgers and think, "Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. I'd be willing to pay top dollar for that." So it's really important to make sure that you're selling to the right market. It's sort of like when we first started out, or not really started out, like a little bit after we had started out, we realized selling to brand new business owners didn't really make sense, because while everybody needs a website, not everybody needs to invest a ton of money in a website before they've gotten their clarity, before they know who they're servicing, before they know how they're doing that, because otherwise they'll be doing a rebrand in 6 months, and we don't want anybody to waste their money or their time. So we realized we should be targeting people who are ready to up-level their business, who've been in business, who have steady traffic, who have steady amount of income, and they're the ones that already have clarity in their business, their target market, their services, all of that, and their brand. So they're completely ready to do this. So it's really important to know who you're selling to and to be sure that you're selling them the right thing. Otherwise, you'll be Bob trying to sell these specialty burgers for only $1 more than a regular burger, which may be why their business is failing.
So lesson number 2 is kind of similar. It's about supply and demand and making sure you have what your customers are looking for. In one of the episodes, Bob's fryer breaks, and he uses the money he was going to use to fix it to send his daughter Tina to a horse camp. And one of their patrons, Teddy, who is literally there every single day, multiple times a day, is so upset that they don't have French fries that he goes across the street and brings those French fries over to Bob's. And it might not seem like a big deal, but the point is, if you're not servicing your clients in the way that they need you to, they might just go somewhere else. I mean, it's that simple, right? And
even the most loyal clients, if you don't have what they want, they have to go somewhere else. They don't have a choice.
Right. Exactly. And you don't ever want them to feel like you can't give them what it is that they need, as long as it's within, obviously, it's something you can offer. But the fact is, Bob did offer French fries. At some point. He just couldn't right now because of the money, but he should have made that you should make it a priority to always be able to provide your customers with the service that they deserve.
Lesson number 3. In one of the episodes in season 2, there is a bank robbery across the street from Bob's restaurant. And they are asked to bring food to the hostages and the bank robber. And Bob realizes, we don't have any bags with our names on it. We're going to be on the news, and nobody's going to know who served these burgers. And so his daughter, for some reason, draws a fish because she says that's all she can draw. Even though Bob said, "Why didn't you just write Bob's Burgers on it?" Wouldn't that have made sense? So they get on camera, and it's all chaos from there. But the point is, you'd think that having bags with your branding on it is a basic thing for a restaurant. But they didn't. And they missed out on a huge marketing opportunity when people from all over, I guess, their little town could have seen them on the news and said, "Hey, I want a burger," because they see it. And that's really true in any instance, we've unfortunately gone to events and realized, wow, we forgot our business cards at home. And we're like, we don't have anything to give you. And it feels really awkward when you're standing there and you say, I don't have any business cards.
I can write your name down on this piece of paper.
Right, or I can write my email address down on this post-it note for you. So branding and really branding materials are very important because it's how people associate your brand with anything, really. And Bob learned that the hard way.
So lesson number 4 is know who wants to buy what you're selling. In the pilot episode, Bob gets into trouble because his daughter tells her class that they sell human meat from the restaurant, and the health department comes and shuts him down, and he gets all upset about it because it was supposed to be one of their biggest weekends, but now all of a sudden they're not making any money. And then later these people come by the restaurant and they said, we're adventurous eaters and we'd like to buy your burgers. And he said, sure, at $25 a pop.
No, 50.
Oh, $50 a pop, which is 10 times more than he usually sells, even his specialty burgers. So that's a significant increase. And it's all because he found people who are willing to buy the product.
Which they weren't human burgers, mind you. But that's neither here nor
That's
there.
neither here nor there. But that's the bottom line, right? I saw somebody say once, I know people who pay this much, and they replied, but I know people that paid this much, right? We've had people that say websites should only cost $75, and we've seen people who have no problem dropping $3,000 because they know,
Or $10,000.
or $10,000. They know the value that it could possibly bring to them and their business, and they're willing to invest in that. So when you have people who are telling you, well, I paid this person this much, it's perfectly fine to be like, okay, then I guess you're not my ideal client, and move on to the people that see the value of what you're providing and who are seeking the solution that you're providing at the price point that you've set for yourself.
Or really, sometimes it really is just that different people place value on different things. You know, it's part of the whole, people will pay a lot for the things they want, but not the things they need. People will drop $800 on an iPhone, but you tell them they have a car repair for $400. They're like, oh, my life is ruined.
Yeah.
Why? It's less than they paid for their phone.
Yeah.
But they're being forced to spend that money.
Right.
You know, so it's really all about perceived value and about making people realize that they want
What you have to offer.
what you have to offer just as much as they need it. So lesson 5 is meet your customers where they are. In one episode, Bob finally says that apparently they close their restaurant at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock p.m.
And they're not open for breakfast.
So apparently they're open, 11 to 7? How much business do you really think you're going to get if you're really only open 11 to 7? Not that much. Most people expect a restaurant to be open at least until 9 or 10 p.m.
Right.
And most people expect a diner's type place like that to be open for breakfast. Although I suppose if they mainly serve burgers, that's why they justify not being open for breakfast.
But they definitely should be open past 7 o'clock.
Right. They should definitely be open past 7 o'clock. And in online businesses, this applies sort of to like social media. If you tend to serve elderly people who are not going to spend all their time on Facebook, you probably can't justify being in Facebook groups all day looking for clients. Okay? If you serve babies aren't on Facebook either. I mean, I guess their parents are. But it's about finding your market where they are and meeting them there. And we've actually managed to land a lot of our business on Facebook, but that's because a lot of our target market is on Facebook. We are now starting to do more in-person networking as well. We've just started that, so I can't give you a success rate for it yet. But the point is, you have to go where they are. I mean, but at the same time, you also have to do what feels right for you. Because I feel like a lot of people said, you need to be on Pinterest. And I'm like, I don't feel like it. So we're not, you know?
It's a balance.
It's a balance.
You have to do what feels right for you in a way that still puts you in front of your clients. And
Exactly.
yes, at some point that might feel uncomfortable, but there's something completely different between feeling uncomfortable because it pushes you out of your comfort zone, like doing in-person networking for us, and feeling uncomfortable because the practice feels shady or spammy or anything like that.
Or you just plain don't want to
or
do
you
it.
just
Sometimes
don't.
you just
Yeah.
don't.
So you have to choose those. You have to find the perfect mix of marketing that's going to get you in front of your clients and lets you be able to connect with them without putting you in a spot where you feel like you hate what you're doing. Because if that was the case, you should just go back to that job you hated
And at least you get paid every week.
and
Every
get
other
health
week.
insurance,
Right.
and other stuff.
So maybe if Bob watched our video, he'd have more customers in his shop. But Bob's not a real person, so what are you gonna do? But you are, and hopefully you will take our tips so your business will be more successful than Bob's, and you won't have to bounce checks. What did he say? Like but she chooses which checks to bounce and which checks not. Controlled bouncing. There you
Yeah.
go. Hopefully you won't have to do controlled bounces in your business to keep the lights on because you run your business better than Bob does. So that's it for today. Make sure you come back and check our blog out next week. We're trying to do a mix of video posts and regular posts, so we're not quite sure yet what you'll see next week, but it will be something. Have a great day. Bye.